For the first time, as you very well know, Bulgaria is trying to launch its own tech transfer fund.
Yes,
unfortunately, a couple of years ago it failed, but hopefully this time it will be a successful launch. So what are the main points in which, considering this is our first fund, and as you mentioned, experience in this field takes decades, fair to say, what are the points that we need to consider in order for it to bring those, let's say, one or two maybe success stories that you previously mentioned, and the importance of storytelling? So yes.
Excellent point. So I think, if you look at some examples which are closer to home in Bulgaria, let's take Poland, for example. I worked in Poland around 2012 to 2014, 15 timeframe, where they got their almost 600 million euros coming into the country for infrastructure building and technology transfer. And I think the examples that I'm going to take that really worked well for Poland, number one being, how do you train the professionals who are going to be the future of the country in tech transfer? I think that's very important. The next thing to recognize is most of these investments into the startups are not going to work out. You have to be prepared for that. And 90% of the startups fail. And these are very high risk investments. So the government coming in and putting the first tranche of funding into these startups, we understand it's going to be the highest risk capital. And again, like you said, if one or two of these 50 odd startups work out, that's the story you want to tell. But the end of the day, what you want is this 4 or 5 year period of time that tech transfer is being built out. The training and the infrastructure building at each one of the institutions, not only Sofia, all around Bulgaria, is crucial. And I think that's probably the number one thing that you can do for the country to develop that in the first 1 or 2 years. How do you translate research? And then getting as many shots at the goal as we speak, right? So if you get 57 startups, hopefully 1 or 2 will work out. And to get to that, you probably need 500 invention disclosures. So you backtrack on the metrics in terms of how many success stories, how many startups, how many invention disclosures, and then I'll make a point about the R&D investment. R&D investment in a country is directly correlated with the innovation that it creates. So the stronger the R&D economy, the better the innovation, and like I said, better the startup and the pipeline that's going to look like. So I think all of those factors, if you could keep in mind as you're setting this up, I think would be very helpful for the country over the next 2, 3, 5 years.